Hello, Board Game Shenanigans here. So, just going to do a little video on Tanares adventures, just to cover, I guess, what I think of each item that they sell, and what I think they're rating them out of 5, really, just to see, I guess, I think of them and if I think they're worth buying. So this is good for you if you're someone who doesn't already have everything or is not interested in it and like an all-in, and you just want to pick bits and pieces that you want to pick up. So I just give you my opinion on them. I own the all-in existing already of everything that's already shipped, and I'm gonna go all in for all the new stuff anyway. So for me, it's just what I think of each item, what I think if other people might want to pick up. So just to go through it, starting at like the pledge levels. Of course, this one must buy. 5 out of 5. Definitely pick up the game. If you're looking at it, that could be just enough for you. I think it's the main thing that anyone needs. If you're someone who picked up Arena originally or in the last first 2 campaigns, then you can contact Dragori and try and get a hold of a normal Tanares Adventures expansion box rather than getting the new Ultimate version. And I think there was also updated miniatures in the 1.5 of Arena. So depending on how far back you picked it up, you can get another upgrade that way. But again, this is everything you need to play the game. Anything else is just an extra on top to enhance your experience, get you more content. In the end, though, if you're someone who just wants it, I think that's the best pick. And I'd pick that over the Standee version. I'd say just get this version. And if you're fine with just that, get that. I think there's no need to get any more. For the returning back or upgrade kit, I'm going to say that's like a 3 out of 5. You know, it's not necessary. I think if there's other things you can pick over it if you don't have them, I think it's best to just get what you need. And this is just a little upgrade. It's nothing major, and I don't think it's necessary at all. But if you want all the gameplay, this will enhance it just that little bit extra. So it's something to pick up if you've already owned like better things already. Then again, it's the same type of pledge with the boxes. I don't think the boxes are actually worth it. I'd say it's like a 2 for just the boxes. So this pledge might be a bit more worth it than this one overall because you're getting the stretch goals on top and everything else. Because I think this one won't give you that, from what I remember. But the boxes, there's no guarantee that they'll be perfect and fit everything you want in there. Already the existing storage solution I don't think is very good because I've kind of Frankensteined it myself together with all the boxes and kind of got rid of most of the inserts because I don't think they're very good. So hopefully this is a better storage solution that actually fits all the cards in well with sleeves and all the miniatures in the right places. Hopefully it is, but we'll have to see when it actually arrives. Standee version, I'd probably put that down to like a 2 out of 5. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's still a bit steep compared to the actual normal game. It's only $60 less, and you're getting less content in here because it's taking out some of the things from like Arena the contest in there, and it's just not the full experience. I think it'd be better just to pick up the actual normal game and play that instead. Again, more deluxe pledges and stuff, all the extra new stuff. I'll go for each individually. I think this pledge is actually probably the best one. If you want a little bit more than just the base game, this is it. I think this gives you all the gameplay you need. I don't think you'd need any more, really. I think if this is in your price range, pick this one up. But the normal game is also quite acceptable. Both are quite good. So just to skip through the pledges, and of course, just before you get anywhere, always look at what the shipping will be, what the difference in shipping will be if you bundle, like pick up the bundle instead of just picking up, say, the base game and one add-on. Then see if this one actually gives you more value and is cheaper to ship to you anyway, because those things can happen. But factor in your taxes, factor in your shipping, and then decide before you say you definitely want everything. See what you can afford. When it comes to painted items, I'm going to put that down as a 1. It's not necessary at all. It's the least thing you need. I think that's only for the people who really want it all painted for them before they get it, and it's better just to have the game. There's no point in spending double the price on each item just to get it painted. I think it's just an optional. If you've got all the money to splurge on it, you can do it, but I wouldn't risk that myself. I'd leave it. And the painted green dragon as well. That one is specifically like an extra box that you get in for painted one green dragon, which is in the original arena. That one's just not worth it either, in my opinion. And then this one, it says it's only painted 4, but it's just the dragon painted, so keep an eye on that. Don't worry about the painting too much. I think it's just there as an extra. But they are good quality paints, but I do think that not necessary at all in the end. So to get into the main gameplay add-ons, I'd say the legendary box is your second thing to get right after getting the game. So it's 5 out of 5, I'd say. I think that's because it's got so much content within it. It's got a load of different characters. You're getting all the walls, which you're going to use pretty much every single quest. You're going to have walls out from the legendary box, so it'll make it a 3D environment in front of you on the table and looks much better. And it's also got a few extra bosses, and it also expands into the arena original mode and gives you all these monsters which you don't have to proxy in with like the standard ones if you give all the monsters in here. So overall, I think that is the best bet to get next if you don't want too much from the game. After the base game, that's the one to get. After the ultimate set, get the legendary box. Then I'd go for Penumbral next. I'd say that's about 4 out of 5. It's a lot more extra. Costs a lot more than the legendary box, so I think that's why I've put it just a little bit further down. It's a lot more to add on. If you're returning back, you can get some discounts on these, but in the end, the raw price here for someone new, that will be the next one to get. You're going to get a lot of different extra boxes coming in there from the RPG campaign. So you'll get the Penumbral box, which originally stored all these extra little boxes in them. And it's also merged in the scenario pack, which is all these extra terrain and scenario items that you can put out, just like the walls from this one, but it's a bit more separate. That one, it's like more specific to Tanares, whereas that's more generic and works with the other ones in the legendary box. Then after that, I'd probably say Dragon Collection and Madness box. They're about a 3 out of 5 as well. I think you don't really need them. They're just extra boss miniatures, and they all go together for the PvP boss versus boss mode. Which if you're not interested in that, it could be even lower on the list. But it is an extra mode that you can use these dragons and monsters to fight with instead of just fighting against them during the campaign. But even then, when you fight them in the campaign, you can just use like the green dragon or another miniature just to proxy in those monsters. So they're like an optional, more cosmetic mode on top. Really, like you don't need it if you don't want the PvP gameplay at all. They're not necessary, so that's a bit low down. And this was in the Tanares campaign, and the Madness box was the stretch goals from before on the Tanares campaign. So there's just miniatures, really, nothing too much you actually need. And then when it comes to all the extra bonus monsters like the gold dragon, the new silver dragon, the new phoenix, and the Tarrasque, those, they're all just massive minis, and I also throw in the Elder Dragon in there as well. All those, I'd say they're about a 2 out of 5. None of them are necessary. They're all just gigantic minis. If you're a mini person, it'll be worth a lot more, but for the game itself, they're not necessary at all. They should be last on your list. The Madness box and Dragon Collection are much better in the end because you're getting more individual miniatures which you use for boss fights, but these are all like one individual boss boxes. I don't think they're that necessary overall, and a lot of the content for these are in like the core box anyway, like the boss versus boss like cards and stuff. That some of them, like the Tarrasque, it's not even in there, it's separate, and all the content's in the Penumbral pack. It's just the miniature when you buy that one. And then all the extra accessories for Forteller, I'm going to say it's like a 1 out of 5. It's not necessary at all. It's just narration. It's up to you if you want to listen to it or read it. And, if you're someone who can't read as well English, then yeah, definitely it'd be better to hear it. But for me, it's just a bonus. It's nothing major. It's just something you can get to enhance your experience a bit with listening to the game as it plays. And then you have 2 game boards extra. I put that as about 2 as well. It's not necessary. It's just an upgrade from the paper one that comes in Tanares, but it certainly works. It doesn't need to be upgraded, but it could wear down a bit quicker. But a board enhances it a little bit more. Not too costly, but again, it's something you're not necessary at all in the end. When it comes to dashboards, I put that as about a 3 out of 5. 3 is a bit better, I think, because I put it a bit higher than like the boards and stuff. It's because that is something that sets it all out in front of you, all the pieces and cards that you're using, rather than just having them on the table. You can actually organise them according to the plastic dashboard. So I'll put that a bit higher because it makes it look a bit more snazzy, and you're going to use it over and over again rather than the game boards for the city and world phase. That's something that you'll just use every end of every week or so, every like between each main game, but that's during like the mini game side of the game rather than being part of the actual combat, whereas that'll be always used if you use a dashboard. Deluxe miniatures, these the actual tokens in the game aren't very good, and these are a good upgrade. And the same with the deluxe resources. I put both of these probably about a 2 out of 5. It's something extra after you've got all the gameplay and all the monster minis and things like that. Something, a little bonus just to change up how the game's played. And the deluxe tokens do replace cards, but the cards are there. It's playable as that. You don't need them. And same with the miniature condition tokens. You can track them in different ways if you think the tokens aren't very good. So again, those are just some extra at the end. You don't need them. A dice tray, put it as a 1. It's not necessary at all. Some people already own these, but you can use anything as a dice tray. You could just roll it on your board. Again, it's not necessary at all. That it's just a bit fancy extra, really. Penumbral die, yeah, definitely a 1. Maybe lower if I rated it lower. I think it's just a single dice. It's nothing fancy. If you've got the RPG, you've got one of these already. Just an extra they've thrown in, really. It's a stretch goal. There's no point in buying one if you're not getting it in the all-in, I think. Sleeves, I do value sleeves a bit more than others. I'd say, as a 4 out of 5 for me, sleeves are worth picking up. For me, these are quite unique size cards when it comes to the player boards and things like that. So, yeah, they are worth getting, and it's cheaper probably than picking them up afterwards by another sleeve company. So, again, for me, valued a bit more, but up to you. I think they're worth getting here, and if you're a returning backer, you get them at a big discount, so definitely extra worth it. Standee, rate about the same as the game for Standee, like 2 out of 5. You're paying extra to get even more to try and match it up to the actual ultimate pledge, but it's another $20 on top, so then you're $40 behind the actual main game. Just get the main game, I'd say, at that point. Plastic tokens, actually, very good. 4 out of 5 for me. I think that they're worth picking up. They're not too bad. They work quite well. They stand out. They're easier to read than the cardboard, and they're durable. You don't worry about like chipping them and things like that. They're quite good. They do what they set out to do, and they do enhance it a bit and make it feel a bit more. That physical feel of handling the plastics a bit better than cardboard. And then they have this extra one with 4 extra boards and a dice bag, which to separate them out, they're selling them together, but the boards, I'd say they're about a 1. They're not necessary. You might not use them. They're only for like specific scenarios or specific like matches that you've set up. But the dice, I think, are valued a bit higher. I'd say about a 3, maybe a 5, because the dice, they match the colours of the characters, so they enhance and give you that thematic feel that you're playing the green character, you use the green dice. So again, that's a bit extra. And that's the gist of what they've been selling. Dice tray as well, you're not rolling more than 1 or 2 dice at a time, so it's another knock on that one for me. But then they have the stretch goals, which you're getting extra miniatures of new playable characters and enemies, and you're also getting new heroes which exist as minis. So like Saxara, Huradin and Zalia, I think they're in the mythical pack one. So if you already own that, you're getting more heroes. So it's worth coming back more just to pick up the bare minimum just to get the stretch goals, what's required, to go through pledge levels as well. Just to set out, I think Superbox is probably the best one. You're getting all the main gameplay, which I think is worth buying for the Legendary Box, Penumbral Pack, and the actual game. And you're also getting the storage boxes as well, so all that together, quite fair, I think. If not that, just get the actual game, and anything higher than that, it's really up to you. Just throw a bit more money at it to deluxe it up, get the extra miniatures, and get everything you want. So like the ultimate cosmetic all in, $1,000, quite a lot. Up to you if you have the money at hand, but if they do a stretch pay on here later, maybe you could stretch it out a bit, but I don't think that's worth it myself. I think that's, you're just delaying the same payment. If you can't afford it at the time, leave it, wait around, see how it goes later, pick up things later. I think that this won't be the last time you can get Tanares, in my opinion. I think that they will bring it back down the line in some format, but right now, base game, ultimate set, or super box, both fair ones to pick up. I'd avoid Standee myself, and anything more than that, quite a lot to dive into in one payment. Some other people like myself, they've paid through to get some of this stuff as it's gradually got up in price over the years through backing the previous campaigns. So people who've been backing since Arena, they've got a much better deal and they've drip fed into getting all the content. But if you're someone brand new right now, bit hard to consider these higher prices, so stick to somewhere lower down. I would suggest best idea. So that's about everything I wanted to say there. Please like, comment, share, subscribe the video if you liked listening. Please let me know your comments and see what you think is best things to pick up yourself, what you're going to pick up from this game. And if you don't want to get the game, tell me why. What's the problems with the game? What your problems with Degori and the way they've handled the campaign? I'm happy to have a conversation. It's all fun, good time to kill commenting and discussing the game. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.